Hello and welcome to my channel and this video. And as you might have already read in the title, today is about what you need to know and do and prepare before you go to Korea, especially during Corona, even though it's kind of ending right now. But for my preparation, I still needed to account everything in. So yeah, first thing I have to say is I'm German and I'm from Germany. So everything I'm telling you is about the German, is like about how it's in Germany, what German people have to be aware of, but I think, but I'm not 100% sure, it's accountable for most other countries. So today I'm just gonna tell you what I needed to prepare because I'm basically done with everything I have to prepare before I go except my PCR test. And since I've been to Korea 4 times already, I kind of see it as my second home, especially Busan. So I know what can go wrong. I know how hard it is, especially my first trip was so stressful. So if I can help you with that video, especially those who go for the first time, I'm really happy and that would be the best thing that could happen. So also if some questions occur, please leave them in the comments. I'm gonna try to answer them at the best level I can. And yeah, if I forget something throughout the video, because I have like a long list on my computer, so don't wonder if I just end up looking on to my left, because there's like a really long list that I have to go through. So yeah, if there's anything I leave out or if I forget anything, I'm gonna edit it in. And if you know something that I don't know yet, or if you have other tips, then please leave them in the comments down below. I'm also gonna probably do like a second part and a third part for like what you need to be aware of if you're in Korea when you're arriving, and I'm gonna take you with me while I do that because obviously I'm not in Korea yet, but I'm gonna go in less than a month, so I'm really excited. And yeah, also planning on doing maybe like Korean language study videos because I speak Korean, by the way. And yeah, just like the basics you need to know and what you need to be aware of when you're going there as a foreigner. So I know this video is gonna be long, so I'm just gonna start right away. Let's get started. So there's like a long list you need to prepare for German people, and I think there's like 90 countries that apply to that. You can go there without a visa for 90 days, which is the thing I'm gonna do. This time it's gonna be 84 days and I just stay as long as I can, so I don't need a visa. Otherwise, I would have applied for a working holiday visa, which I might be doing next year, so maybe there's also gonna be like an extra video when I do that. So obviously, need your airplane ticket. And I always take China Airlines, and it was the first airline I ever used. My first flight ever was to Korea, and I was really scared, especially since it was like a 10-hour flight. But China Airlines, it's amazing. First of all, the people are so nice. The food on board was amazing, and there was never any problem, and it was always really pleasant. So I can recommend China Airlines. I've never taken a different airline to Korea. I know Lufthansa does it for Germany, but I'm not sure what other airlines do that. But yeah, your airplane ticket, it's cheapest if you fly on like Monday or Sunday. So know that. My flight goes on Sunday and I arrive on Monday. So that's when you get the cheapest flights, and you have to, I think it's the cheapest when you buy it like 2 or 3 months in advance, because then it's getting more expensive again. For your information, I got my plane ticket for my trip there and back, so like my all-round ticket for 733 euros, which is still a lot, but usually it costs around like 1,200 if you're just like randomly going on a flight during the week or like spontaneously, so it's still the best option. You can get tickets for 640 if you're really lucky or like early enough. So just keep the prices inside and just check them regularly. So then, there's like a thing that's really important, insurance, especially during Corona, because I usually only had my health insurance for in Korea, but this time I also booked an insurance in case I can't go there. For example, in case the PCR test I have to take the day before I leave turns out to be positive, then I can get the price back for my flight and the accommodations I booked till then. And yeah, that's really good, especially during Corona. You never know, so be safe. And just, I know it still is a lot of money that you don't even need because you're gonna travel. So it's like, you don't really need it to do that, but it's still better be safe than sorry, because like an insurance for maybe 200 euros is still better than to lose your flight and your accommodations and everything you bought till then. So then what I do, for my first trip I bought every accommodation in advance and I booked hotels. Would not really recommend that. Well, at least I wouldn't do that again. If you're only there for like a few days, yes. But for me, I always stay several weeks at the same place. So I can recommend Airbnb a lot. I did the Airbnb this time too, and I only booked my first accommodation in Seoul from when I arrived for like a month. After that, I'm gonna go to Busan, but I haven't booked my accommodation yet. I have looked up some, and I have like one I kind of want to stay at, but since I kind of want to be spontaneous and just kind of take my friends in accountants, I kind of want to be sure and able to stay in Seoul if I want to, or go a different place with some friends if I want to. So for me, it's best to not book everything at once, but you absolutely can. And I always had really, except one time I had like really good what's the word? Till now I only had a good experiences with the Airbnbs. I think one time it wasn't that clean, but it still was okay. They were all really nice, really helpful, and I think most of them spoke English. Of course, I always try to speak in Korean because then you kind of don't have problems while understanding each other, but don't worry about that. As long as you speak English, you're gonna be fine. Then the fourth thing I'm gonna talk about is a thing that I have to do because of Corona. Is the kita or kita, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's like if you gotta apply there, you even have to pay a little fee, which was under 10 euros though, so it wasn't much. And I did that. You just have to put in your passport information, I think a picture, and some other information where you're staying and your phone number, which I'm gonna come to later if I don't forget. And then you just get like your qualification, like your admission letter kind of, because you're kind of allowed to enter Korea. And the second thing that's new due to Corona is the Q code, which is kind of just to make your entry easier, because you already upload you already upload all your proofs for your vaccination. You have to be vaccinated 3 times. So you kind of upload them all, and then at the end, which I can't do yet, but at the end you're also uploading your PCR results. So at the end you get like one QR code that you show at the airport, and they're just have to scan that one thing and they have all the information they need for you to enter. So that's really sufficient. And I think it's also possible to not do it, but I'd recommend to do it. Now it's only my PCR results left, which I obviously can't take now because it's way too far ahead. But yeah, it did work quite well if you get the website to run. The SIM card. So as I already said, you need a phone number in Korea. That could be like a problem because For like the KIDA and the QR code, you need to have a phone number that's available in Korea, which is like a Korean phone number. And the thing is, I can recommend you like a really good SIM card, but you can't ship it outside of Korea. So you get it in Korea, but you need the phone number before you go there. So what I did this time was I took my friend's phone number, which is convenient because I have Korean friends and my best friend's Korean, so she just gave me her number, I put it in, so in case something happens, they're gonna call her and she's gonna just kind of do that for me. So if you have someone in Korea, that's convenient. If not, I think you can get SIM cards that ship to other countries, but they're more expensive than the one I would recommend to you. So, hey, don't wonder, I'm currently cutting the video and I found actually the other SIM card that I just wanted to write about, but I'm just gonna tell you now because this one also ships internationally and I also had it. So yeah, I can tell you about that one. It ships internationally. First of all, you can activate it before you go to Korea and it's even recommended. So if you ordered that, I'm also gonna put your link down below, then do that at least I think 2 weeks before you are planning to arrive or like to depart, because just in case something with shipping goes wrong, then you have to activate it, and you can activate it like before, and so you can put your date of arrival and it's just gonna start from then. So the options you have there are first, of course, international shipping, which is quite cheap. I would recommend you the premium lite plan because you have like unlimited data, which is like 12 gigabyte for a month. So yeah, the plan is for 30 days. So if you only stay 10, maybe this one's not for you, because then I think it would be more expensive than just getting one at the airport. But if you stay 30 days or maybe even like 2 months or 3 months like me, then this might be for you because you can just renew your contract. And I think I also did it last time. So I think you can just like, when you activate it, you have also like the option to just renew your contract or get a new contract with the same SIM card, because the SIM card itself you can use for like 90 days, for up to 90 days. So yeah, but if you want more information about that, please just go on the site and look it up or send them a message. They're really good with replying as well. I think I also did have a message exchange with them. So yeah, I just wanted to show you that one as well. And they also have like a pickup version, which is really cheap. So currently I'm about to order that one, but I'm also just considering getting the card at the airport, because I think the unlimited data version is like 10 euro difference, and if you get like 3 cards or like 3 plans, it's like 30 euros, which is kind of a thing. I mean, compared to like all the expenses, it's still cheap, but if you can save money, why not do so? And yeah, so I also, while I looked up the website and looked up for all the information that I just told you, I also found some other things that I'm going to tell you in a different video though. So my next video, next to my language study videos, are gonna be what you can do in Korea, things you should see there, food you should eat, so like things to do and tips how you can save money doing that and what you should be careful of, because especially as a foreigner, people just want to take your money. And yeah, so stay tuned for that next video. But yeah, that just was the most important things. If I forgot something, I'm gonna leave more information in the bio down below. So next to the link, I'm gonna put just read the information, look up the site. So if there's still any questions, you can always just leave a comment and I'm gonna answer it for you. So back to the normal video. And for me, the SIM card I would recommend you is actually KR SIM. I think that's the name, KR SIM. That's the one I had. And you can get it at the airport and they ship within Korea for free. So there are like 2 options I can recommend you. There's the gold one and the blue one. The gold one is, I think, only data. And the blue one is like you have like calling and messaging all inclusive without having to pay that. So the price is kind of similar to like a usual phone contract, about like 40-50 euros per month, but you have like unlimited data, unlimited calls, unlimited texting, and I think even phone calls that come from a different country that you accept that are also free, just not when you're calling to a different country. So keep that in mind. I'm gonna put you a link down in the bio to that site, and yeah, you can pick it up at the airport. There are also like different lengths for the contracts, so this time I might just gonna take the 19 days one and just pick it up at the airport. And the last time I think I took like 30 days and just got a new one while I was in Korea, because I also went to Japan and I didn't need it in Japan. So yeah. Oh, also what I forgot, the gold one you don't have to activate because it's only data and no phone number. But the blue one you do have to activate online, which you get help with at the airport when you pick it up. So if you pick it up, you get help. If you're doing it at home, it's not that complicated. And it's just for like your phone number to be activated, so you can actually call people. Okay, I don't know if it's still like that, but when I went there, usually you pay with card. I know that's still the point because cards are always gonna be a big thing, but I think nowadays you can also pay with your T-Money card. So for transportation you use like your T-Money card, and I think nowadays you can also use it for like paying in restaurants and shops and everything, so you just have to reload it and that's it. If you have a credit card where you can pay in different countries, that's great. Usually they take a fee for the money exchange, so keep that in mind, because the thing, every time I went there I had to withdraw money from the bank, which kind of got expensive over time because you always have the exchange rate, and it's like, I think for me it was 3.6% or anything like that. So this time I made credit card, my first really own credit card, and with that one I can withdraw money for free, which is perfect. So I'm just gonna withdraw money and then just gonna reload my card with that. And I'm gonna basically, if it really works, gonna pay everything with that card, so I don't have any additional fee. But I also thought about if maybe if you have like friends in Korea, you can also just transfer the money to them and they are gonna get it for you and transfer it to your card. Also possible. I think there are many ways to get money there. But in case you're gonna withdraw it with your credit card, for me and some of my friends, we were only able to get money from 우리은행. It's like a blue one. I'm gonna insert your picture. So even when I was in Japan, I had to go to the Korean 우리은행 to get money. So keep that in mind. That's the only bank I know of that I could get money with like my international credit card. Then for exchanging money, I usually did it at the airport, but I think it's not that clever because they kind of have a different exchange rate. So I'd recommend you to do it in your home country before you go to Korea. Maybe like go to your bank or anything like that, but don't go to your airport and do it before you go to Korea. But yeah, so exchange it beforehand and not at the airport. I think that's the most important thing you have to know. And now I'm just gonna talk really shortly about some things that are good to know when you're going and if you're planning to go. And maybe the next video is gonna be like about planning and staying there and what you need to know after you arrive. But yeah, things you need to know before you go there. Google Maps will not help you there. I can promise you that. I got lost so many times. I get lost everywhere. My orientation is really bad, and especially in a city like Seoul, where you have like so many streets, so many people, and everything looks new to you. You get lost quite easily. So Google Maps doesn't work, but I know in Korea, especially like Kakao is a big thing, Kakao and Neighbor. So either Neighbor Maps or Kakao Maps, I'm gonna put a link down to both of them, will work great. I kind of switched between both. The second thing is, especially when I went there, in Germany you don't have really underground shopping malls, and the subways only you only have the subway there, nothing else. So when I came to Korea, I was really surprised and overwhelmed about how complicated that is. Especially you have like underground shopping malls. You can just spend 30 minutes walking from one end of the station to a different end of the station, to like from one exit to the next exit. So keep that in mind. You might have to walk a lot to transfer. Second of all, I think it's also really convenient because when it was raining, you could still go underground and you don't have to go outside. Especially during typhoon season, also a thing. I didn't write down, but it's also good to know. In summer, especially, I think like July, August is like the worst time to do like a summer vacation there, because I mean it's hot, yes, but it's also humid and there's raining season. I swear, the first time I went there, I was in Busan for 1 day and I couldn't even go outside because the weather was so bad. So bring an umbrella and just be sure you're gonna get wet and might not be able to go outside as much as you want to. Then yeah, for subways also kind of important. I mean, it is written in English, but it's better if you at least can read Korean because of the station names. Especially since romanization isn't really that accurate. And yeah, so if you can read Korean, great. I'd recommend you to at least learn to read it beforehand. It's gonna make a lot of things way easier, especially also if you go to restaurants and so, like the menus. Way easier if you at least know some Korean words. But I kind of plan to do Korean language videos about like transportation, words you need to know when you go shopping and go out eating and things like that. So if you'd like to see them, please leave a like. And just if you have like specific sentences you want to say in Korean, also leave a comment and I'm gonna translate them for you. Yeah, also if you plan to learn Korean, the app I started with is Duolingo. It's a great app, it's free. And or at least like with the free version of the app you can still learn so much. I mean, you have like ads in between, but it's free and it's like really helpful. They teach it really well. It's really beginner friendly because that's the thing. I also started like learning how to read Korean, so I can recommend that. Also gonna put a link down. Of course, websites or like channels like Talk to Me in Korean, they also have great books. They also describe everything really well, so I can also recommend that. And yeah, then also what I wish I would have known before I went there, like shopping or like especially grocery shopping and cooking. It's so different, especially from Germany. Fruits are super expensive. If you live in Germany, it's kind of cheap and you can get it kind of everywhere, so keep in mind fruits are really expensive there. Grocery shopping and cooking isn't really that common there. They have like some big malls or like supermarkets, but they're very far apart. In Germany, you have like supermarkets everywhere and you can get everything everywhere except on Sundays. That's one thing I like about Korea. 24/7 편의점s, convenience stores, really convenient, as the name says. I'm so excited about the convenience stores to be able to go there again. So yeah, but yeah, also cooking, for example, like in Korea, eating out is actually cheaper than cooking because all the ingredients are really expensive. And I think at least 2 years ago I heard from my friends that it got more expensive during Corona, but still way cheaper than going out in Germany, because if you go to a restaurant here you pay like 15 euros average, sometimes even 30 for like one meal, and in Korea you have like under 10 euros. So like I remember like bibimbap or kimbap or like mulnaengmyeon were like 5,000, 6,000 won, which is less than 6 euros. So way better, and it's actually really good, especially if you go out with your friends and you don't have to cook, you don't have to clean and everything, so it's really convenient. So yeah, that's the most important things I have for this video with what you need to know before you go to Korea. And yeah, the next video is probably gonna be like some Korean language study videos, and I'm just gonna tell you some things maybe about like transportation, greetings, how you go shopping, ordering food in Korea, and those things, what you need to know, some words that you have to kind of be able to recognize. So I hope this video helped some of you. If you have any questions left or any tips left that I maybe forgot, please feel free to leave a comment. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!